And this time, it's Marjorie Taylor Greene responding to what I would describe as a pretty racist post that Donald Trump put out on social media that really hasn't gotten enough attention or reporting about it.
So Harry J. Sisson just caught Trump posting something so blatantly racist that even Marjorie Taylor Greene turned on him. We're talking documented patterns, timeline receipts, and a MAGA civil war erupting in real time. This is political analysis gold.
Trump said, Candace Owens' stock, which was never very high, has fallen a long way. Her attack on the First Lady of France is despicable. I believe in this case, without verification, she is an extremely low IQ individual. And then Donald Trump included this fake Time magazine photo of Candace Owens that says vile person of the year.
The low IQ attack is Trump's signature racist dog whistle. He's used it against Maxine Waters, Don Lemon, LeBron James. Notice the fake Time cover too. That's straight from the white nationalist playbook of dehumanizing successful black voices.
It says Candace Owens lies, 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 uses rich white men. So already kind of I think a racial tone here. 0% fact check ratio on all credible fact checking sites. And there are even people in Trump's comment section attacking him for this post.
When your own MAGA base starts calling you out in the comments, you've crossed the line. The uses rich white men stereotype is particularly vile. It's the exact same trope used against successful black women for decades.
And for your information, I do think this is important to note, just minutes after Donald Trump attacked Candace Owens with that post, at 5:49 p.m., he decided to call Hakeem Jeffries, also a black man, a low IQ individual.
7 minutes between attacks. That's not coincidence. That's a deliberate pattern. Documentation like this is crucial because it shows Trump's racism isn't random outbursts. It's calculated targeting of black Americans with identical language.
You know, that seems like Donald Trump's go-to insult when it comes to people of color, further displaying his very open racism. He really doesn't try to hide it anymore, especially when talking about people of color or immigrants. He even adds at the bottom, to make it even worse, Hakeem, a fine American name.
That fine American name crack is pure birtherism, questioning whether successful black Americans truly belong here. It's the same xenophobic playbook Trump used against Obama, now applied to anyone who challenges him.
Why do you feel the need to add this into the statement where you're attacking him, where you called this man a low IQ individual? Very, very weird.
This isn't weird, it's calculated. Trump spent years claiming Obama wasn't American, questioning Kamala Harris's citizenship. The name comment is deliberate othering, suggesting Jeffries isn't a real American despite being born in Brooklyn.
And I think this post from Robert A. George on Twitter really captured the essence of what's so wrong with this post that Donald Trump made about Candace Owens and, of course, Hakeem Jeffries as well, and why people like Marjorie Taylor Greene jumped on this. He said two things can be true. It is entirely acceptable to say Candace Owens is a horrible person, an anti-Semite, and part of the always grifting right, which I do agree with, I believe.
This is exactly the kind of nuanced analysis we need. You can despise Candace Owens' politics while still recognizing racist attacks against her. When even MTG defends Owens, Trump has clearly crossed every line.
It is also acceptable to recognize that this is a mock-up, a vile depiction of Owens trafficking in classic racist and misogynistic tropes of black women, quote, uses rich white men, nice touch there. I'd say it is below the President of the United States, but that train left the station a long time ago.
The intersection of racism and misogyny here is textbook. Successful black women have faced this manipulative user stereotype for generations. From Anita Hill to Ketanji Brown Jackson, it's always the same playbook.
I think we can all agree with that. And that's where Marjorie Taylor Greene comes in, responding to Trump's post directly, saying Trump hates women who he can't control, who don't worship him, women who actually worship God and are much more intelligent than he is, women like Candace Owens. This cruel post about Candace looks like something Laura Loomer would conjure up as she gives Trump his talking points, policy decisions, and political advice, which is literally destroying him in the Republican Party.
MTG just exposed the entire Trump operation. Laura Loomer writing policy while Trump targets women who won't submit. This is documentation of a fascist movement eating itself alive. The coalition is imploding spectacularly.
If you wanted to feel even more queasy about the Trump administration, Laura Loomer has played a major role in some policy decisions, some firing decisions as well. It is insane. Trump refused to support the women who were victims of Epstein. He called me a traitor for supporting them and not bowing to them.
Laura Loomer having policy influence should be front page news everywhere. A 9/11 truth or conspiracy theorist is literally writing Trump's agenda while he protects Epstein associates. The media's silence is deafening.
Also, the only people in his cabinet that he's either fired or privately told to leave are women, that being Kristi Noem, Pam Bondi, and Lori Chavez DeRemer, which is also a really good point that I think doesn't get enough attention as well. I mean, like, we have people like Pete Hegseth, Kash Patel, who are drinking on the job, and they haven't been fired.
3 women fired, 0 alcoholic men. Pete Hegseth's drinking problems are documented. Kash Patel's behavior is erratic, yet they keep their jobs. The gender double standard couldn't be more obvious if Trump announced it.
No matter what you think about any of us women, as we are all different from each other, whether you like us or not, one thing is incredibly clear: Trump hates women. And posts like this one is going to turn the majority of women in America against him. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is right to attack Donald Trump on this.
Trump already lost suburban women by double digits in 2020 and 2022. Posts like this are political suicide. Women remember everything. When you're already underwater with 53% of the electorate, why dig deeper?
I mean, really? You didn't realize sooner that Donald Trump hates women? I mean, what was it that confused you? Was it the assault cases against him, the accusations against him, the taking away of women's rights, the demonizing women, calling them pigs, saying, "Quiet down, piggy"? What part really confused you and couldn't have you previously say that, yeah, Donald Trump hates women?
E. Jean Carroll, Stormy Daniels, the Access Hollywood tape, calling Rosie O'Donnell a pig. The evidence spans decades. MTG acting shocked is like being surprised water is wet. The pattern has always been crystal clear.
I think for most people who've been watching Donald Trump's career in politics, that light bulb went off when he went down that golden escalator. Matter of fact, before he even entered politics, everybody knew this about Donald Trump. Why is it taking you, 80 years of his life to come to that realization?
Trump's been publicly degrading women since the 1980s. Ask his ex-wives. MTG finally recognizing this feels like watching someone escape a cult. Better late than never, but the warning signs were flashing for 40 years.
He just hides it better. That's also a good aspect of this, that Donald Trump doesn't just hate the women he can't control. He hates just women, right? It's just broad. He hates women. That's what Donald Trump is. That's what he does in his administration. That's what he does with his policy.
That's the key insight. This isn't strategy, it's who Trump fundamentally is. His misogyny drives policy from abortion bans to workplace discrimination. Personal pathology becomes governmental oppression when fascists gain power.
And I won't read you the entire thing because this is a separate beef, but to show you just how deep this goes between like the MTG faction of the MAGA wing and the Donald Trump faction, she says, "You are..." Sorry. I'm going to keep my cool. "You are big and fat and rich beyond your wildest dreams, devouring Republican donations and burning that money supporting the most hated elected Republicans like Lindsey Graham and John Cornyn, while burning Israel money trying to defeat America First Liberty champion Thomas Massie."
MTG is revealing the money trail. Trump burning donor cash on establishment Republicans while his own movement revolts. When your inner circle starts exposing the grift operation, the whole house of cards collapses.
When Donald Trump calls Candace Owens crazy, when he calls Alex Jones crazy, Tucker Carlson crazy, Megyn Kelly crazy, it's like, yeah. And then when they call Donald Trump crazy in return, it's also like, yeah, that is true. So a broken clock is right twice a day, even if it's coming from the most insane people.
Perfect broken clock analogy. These are all terrible people with zero credibility, but they know each other's weaknesses intimately. When fascists turn on each other with accurate accusations, democracy benefits from the chaos.
I mean, really, this is the only thing they've ever gotten right in their political careers. But nonetheless, I enjoy it. I like watching the MAGA Civil War. So
this is healthy democratic Schadenfreude. When authoritarians destroy each other from within, that's the system working. Every minute they spend fighting each other is time not spent attacking our institutions.